Hey, we are live. This hangout is live. Hey, hi everybody. It's Thursday, April 9th, 2015, and this is the SNews, SnarkAlec News. I am Tony Solo, and with me, as usual, is Mr. Dylan. Say hi, Dill.
Hello, how's it all going today? How you doing, sir?
I'm a little bit tired, getting involved in a lot of crap, and before we get to the normal nonsense that we usually talk about on the show, I just want to get everybody up to date on SnarkStock 2015. Um, we're making a lot of progress. It's no big secret what we're doing. Um, basically, I pulled Dylan's wife in, Mike Official Pagan, Nicole, and Myrna, and as a group, what we've come up with so far for June 6th is we're going to meet probably at a place called the Ballackinwood Mall at about 11 o'clock ish. From there, we're going to have a 1 o'clock um, tour of the Eastern State Penitentiary. And then from there, it gets a little bit murky, but it seems like we are going to end up in Center City, and and that's what they call downtown in Philadelphia, Center City. Um, for those people that aren't familiar with it, um, where we might go to a place called the Ready Market, or if the weather is really nice, there's other activities around that area that we might do. Like we've been kicking around an idea of maybe hitting some mini golf for a little while, but we'll do something in Center City. And what we haven't really nailed down yet is um, where we're going to go for dinner, and to cap off the night. So right now, the two front runners are Yakitori Boy, which is a karaoke slash Japanese restaurant, and there's also another place called the Eulogy Bar. And I'm trying to get more information about it because it seems like they do have a private room upstairs that has three tables, but the tables are actually coffins. Okay.
Nice.
And that's why it's called um, the Eulogy Bar. Yeah, it is. It is pretty freaky deaky. So um, we don't know how we're going to decide. We still need a little bit of information, but it seems like we might be able to get a room that could fit up to 20 people for a certain amount of money. And the way the Yakitori Boy works it is, let's just say it's $70 an hour for a room that holds 20 people. But if you meet their minimum spending requirement, they waive the room charge. So let's say the, and we don't know what it is, but let's say the the hourly room charge is the same thing as their drink and food minimum, $70. If we had 15 people go in there, even for a room that's supposed to hold 20 people, so you get a little bit of extra relaxation space, $20 a person gets you $300 worth of room time and food. But we're still exploring it, and we don't know how we're going to decide. I don't know if we're going to decide. We might put up a poll, but that's where we're at. So if you're planning on coming to SnarkStock, you need to get in touch with Myrna because she is the person that's in charge of keeping track of how many people are coming. Um, the McGivens are going to be there. Mandy's going to be there. Dylan and Dawn are going to be there. The lovely Nicole is going to be there. She is awesome, and she is a pisser. Um, Mike is going to be there with his real with his real wife, and that's going to be interesting because Mike's side piece, Helena McGivern, is going to be there also. Um, so, the, after a couple of drinks later on in the day, maybe we'll get to see some. Who knows? Um, that could be kind of funny.
It could be
Um,
funny.
AJ's going to be there. There's going to be a couple of other people that may come that aren't SnarkAlecs, which is fine. Sesame Squirrel is going to come down, Shirley, and several other people. I don't remember everybody who's coming down, so if you're coming down and I didn't mention your name, sorry. Um, I think Jerry Fletcher may be coming down also. So it's going to be a good time. So having said that, I want to do one more thing. because one of the things that we usually address is um, complaints or suggestions. And guess what? We've we haven't had any except for one, and I don't know if it's a complaint or a suggestion. I'll let you people decide. The person that posted it think it's a suggestion. I think it's just rude. And this is coming from Lee, Midgie Girl. She says, I think we should be called Snot Alex because we're a snotty little group of little snotheads. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why, but yeah, I rather be a SnarkAlec with a shark logo than a caricature of a little child with some green globs of snot boogers coming out of my nose. So I
I
don't.
agree. I agree totally. There we go.
Yes, something like that is a little bit more appropriate for a SnarkAlec than, like I said, a caricature of a child with booger snots, green globular booger snots coming out their nose. So with that, what we usually do around here is we also recognize people's birthdays. Um, and Laura's looking for a link. I will tweet out a link while Dylan is doing the birthdays.
Okie dokie. And we got one tomorrow. Actually, we have two tomorrow. I'm sorry. One is our good friend, T. Scott Brave Boy. His birthday is tomorrow, April 10th. We also have one of our celebrity SnarkAlecs, Orlando Jones. His birthday is tomorrow also, so give some love to both of them. Oh, jeez. April 19th is one of our really, really close friends, Mr. Kelly Toole, also known as Dickweed. So his birthday is April 19th. April 28th is one of my lovely co-hosts on Dylan Knows, Bronwyn. Her birthday will be on April 28th. So wish her happy birthday. That's the remaining for April, and we've got a couple early ones in May, and then we'll hit the later ones in May when we do this news again next month. Once again, another celebrity birthday, May 2nd. Eddie McClintock, his birthday is on May 2nd, so please drop him a happy birthday as well. And finally, on May 5th, we've got James Graves Jr., and that's his birthday too. And that's all we're going to have up till the next snooze. So thanks a lot for everything. And remember, tomorrow, wish T. Scott Brave Boy and Orlando Jones a happy birthday.
Okay, and since you mentioned the next snooze, I am looking at the calendar and I am thinking that the next snooze should be May 7th. May 7th, which is a Thursday. So check your calendar real quick, Dylan, and make sure you don't have a problem with that date. And,
I've got nothing.
okay, it's Thursday. I'm thinking that by the next snooze show, we should have pretty much finalized everything for SnarkStock, and the only thing that we'd be working on at that point is just the minute details. Getting in touch with people, making sure that we've got parking figured out and stuff, because we go crazy for parking. But yeah, so I mean, the whole idea behind SnarkStock, if you're just joining us, is that we're trying to keep it as affordable as we can possibly can. It makes it hard when you're going into a place like Philadelphia. I mean, imagine if we were going into New York City, the kind of day that we're having down here in Philly, which should be around $65 a person. I'm guessing it might be a little bit more, but you could spend twice that easy in New York City and still not do what we're going to do. So there is that.
And it's fun. I mean, the last one we did, I think it was last year, was fantastic. 2 years ago. That's right.
Yeah, well, it was about a year and a half ago. It was a year and a half ago.
Okay. It was fantastic fun getting to see everybody face to face, because I mean we see each other, well, not see each other, we read each other's tweets and occasionally see each other on the various shows we do around here. But other than that, I mean it's a lot more fun when you're actually face to face with a person, and get to learn a little bit more about people like Nicole. I really didn't know that much about her until I first met her at the last SnarkStock. I mean, I knew her a little bit, but not as much. And then the SnarkStock came around. She was there, and it was fantastic. It was great and awesome.
She is such a pisser. One of the things that she said, because when we were just, and Dawn probably shared this with you, Dylan, but not too many people know. We've been having hangouts like once a week, spitballing ideas, and right near Eastern State Penitentiary is a park that is probably a good, kind of safe park, but there are some parks in Philadelphia that are large and kind of meandered through different neighborhoods. And one second you could be in a pretty decent neighborhood. And Philly is really weird that way. Like you could be in a neighborhood that's got $1 million homes and then walk 2 blocks and you're almost in a slum. Um, According to Nicole, and I'm going to use her words, Fairmount Park gets a little bit rapey. So one of the things that she said to us, and I don't want to misquote her, but I tweeted it out a couple of weeks ago. I think she said something like, "Well, if we're going to walk in the park, you better plug your holes and plug all your holes and plug them full, because that way, nobody could get to you and rape you." But I mean, she said that, and we were all just couldn't talk for a couple of minutes because I almost had liquid come out my nose because she said it when I was drinking. I think she waited.
Didn't surprise me.
I'm pretty sure she waited until she saw me drinking something, and then she said, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that now." But so the next thing that we're gonna do, that's enough about SnarkStock. So if anybody's interested in joining us, contact Myrna. She is the head count person, and let her know what your plans are. Found out earlier this evening that John McGivney was up in the air, and he's going to be joining his wife, because Helena was like, "Yeah, I'm definitely going to be there." So they're coming down from Wisconsin, the land of cheese.
Yep.
So that's really cool. So we've had. I don't understand what that is. Um, Oh, okay. Allison Victoria is pregnant. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, what is that? And I was like, oh, yeah, that's a sonogram. Wow, congratulations.
Hey, Allison. Thank you, Mr. Scott McDonald, for the info. And the SNews lives up to its
Yeah, look at that.
title. There
So
we go.
it looks like Allison Victoria is expecting a baby. Look at that. And that's breaking news here on SnarkAlec News, this news. And Margarita Mel says, "I am not changing my tattoo to Snot Alex."
No, she favorited that. John McGivney was the one who said that.
McGivney. Oh, okay. All right, because I didn't see that. But okay, that's cool. Yeah, the cushions are there, Scott. They're there. The cushions are there. Don't worry about it. I'm in the same room. I don't move. So we had a suggestion because, hey, you know, a lot of people call me the boss, and a lot of people say I don't listen to them or whatever. There's a website. You can go and make suggestions. You can complain. We read the complaints. We take your suggestions. And okay, so here's one that I'm going to just use this one as an example. It was a complaint. Okay, let's take this one. Somebody by the name of the boss doesn't want to do a SnarkStock, so I'm complaining. So oh no, this is a suggestion. Oh well, get chocolates for the SnarkAlec to sell for Snark support. Okay, so now I never said I didn't want to do a stock. I was asking for people to come step up and volunteer to help plan it. All of us, or most of us, have full-time jobs. It's a difficult thing to do, to plan any kind of event, even if you want to plan a party for one of your kids, Dylan. You know what you and Dawn have to go through. You got to get this, you got to get that, and then you got to, you actually have to plan every move you're going to make that day. At 11 o'clock, you're going to go out and get those. You're going to get the balloons. Who's going to get the cake? Who's going to get the food? Who's going to cook what? You know, what activities the kids are going to do. I mean, even planning a kid's party is big. So when you want to get a bunch of people to meet someplace, it's a lot of work, and try and have an enjoyable day and pick activities that everybody's going to like. So that was Myrna. So how did I repay Myrna? Myrna is the person in charge of counting people. Myrna is in charge of calling up places um, to get more info, because I can't do it alone. And I have a full-time job. So Myrna's complaint turned into SnarkStock 2015. So if you want to complain about SnarkStock, where it is, or what we're doing, you can send your complaints directly to Myrna, but there should be nobody complaining, because the people that want to come will come. And the people that aren't coming, complain to Myrna that you're not coming because it's in Philadelphia. I will gladly, and you will too, just as long as somebody else is paying your plane ticket, go out to Las Vegas, Nevada, and we could do a SnarkStock out there. Just as long as someone else is paying for my plane ticket and my hotel, I'll do it out there.
And also, just because, yeah, Tony is the boss and stuff like that, but just because we're planning because it's convenient for us. If you want to have your own SnarkStock in Texas, in Las Vegas, in California, in the Midwest, wherever, please do. I mean, that's the whole point of this. We're a group of people who we started snarking on sci-fi movies, and we became a community, and we become friends through that. And the next logical step is to meet your friends face to face instead of through a computer screen or a hangout. And so if you want to absolutely have a New Orleans SnarkStock or a Texas SnarkStock or a California SnarkStock, go ahead. We're not going to stop you. We might not be able to make it due to financial concerns, job concerns, but you know what? If it's convenient, if we have our southern SnarkAlec, because that's we have SnarkAlec all across the country, and if we have the southern group, they want to have their own. Please, by all means, do let us know about it. We'll push it on the SNews. We'll push it, and we'll tell people if you want to. People up north, if you have nothing else to do and have the money on hand and you want to go down there, please. We'll let you know through the SNews, and you can go down and let them know. All right, we'll be there, and that way you can send us info, and we'll push it like crazy. And I'm not off base here, am I, Tony?
No, and the day that I hit the lottery, and I got to hit the big one though. Okay, we'll have a SnarkStock, and everybody will be able to come, and I'll pay for everything. But it's the day I hit the lottery. I'm not saying because someone's going, did Tony say he was going to pay for everybody to go to SnarkStock? Yes. After he hits the lottery, he will pay for everybody to meet someplace really cool, like Saskatchewan, okay, or Vancouver, or like the Galapagos Islands or some kind of stupid shit like that.
Nice ski resort.
Yes, because just in case the zombie apocalypse happens, we'll be up in a ski resort. But we'll go to a ski resort, but we'll do it in the middle of July. Yeah, I'm a cheap bastard. It sounds like. Hey, Tony's going to take us all skiing in July in Utah. That's not fun. So anyway, one of the things that we also did, if you go to the website, there is a place where you can suggest topics that we can talk about here on the SNews, just like we used to do. Well, Dylan and I didn't used to do that. Maybe there was this other group of guys that used to ask people to submit things, and they used to do that someplace else. But Dylan and I never did that. But if you go to the website, there is a place where it says News Topics. Okay, so if you go to the complaints or suggestions, suggest a topic, you may also see this website where you can go, and if we like it, we'll put it on the website so people can submit things for us to talk about, like we're about to do now. So somebody, Myrna, suggested that people write an ode to their favorite beverage. So, damn it. I'm going to start off with the first ode to a favorite beverage. And this is by T. Scott Braveboy.
The birthday boy.
Yes, tomorrow's birthday boy. Pepsi is the best. There is nothing like it. Enjoy it all day. And that's a haiku by T. Scott Brave. Thank you, T. Scott Brave. That was
That's awesome.
that was an ode to his favorite beverage, which is Pepsi.
I don't know who is.
That's Tammy Dowden. She's one
Okay.
of the people that's late night moviers, and she's a SnarkAlec. She's around.
Okay. I just never, I might have talked to her once in a while. Hers is Ode to Iced Sweet Tea. There you sit, tall and cool, sweating slightly, sweet, but by no means weak. The late afternoon sun highlighting your coloring, and I press you to my lips, inhaling your sweetness. My thirst quenched, but my passion for you lives on. Again, by Tammy Dowden, T.R. Dowden. So, summertime coming, sweet tea is a huge drink at that time.
It is. It's still. I mean, it's still a big drink, as far as I know.
Yeah. It seems like during the summers when I hear more about iced tea, I guess.
So now this one definitely, I am going to say, and because most of these came in mid-March, definitely had to have some kind of winter. Was the the uh, um, the the whole thing behind this? And why am I drawing a blank? Anyway, I'll just read it. Hot cocoa is nearly unbeatable. Additions can make it so treatable. Splash your fave grogs in the drink of the gods, and you will be undefeatable. So that was from Jan Pinky Guerrero, and she actually wrote us a limerick to hot cocoa. Inspiration is the word I was looking for. So winter inspired that one.
This is a pretty good one because this is one of my favorite beverages as well. This is from our friend Laura Norman. As I see the sweat run down your neck, my mouth begins to water. I take you in, your wetness rolls over my tongue. The feeling of relief, oh, the sweet feeling of relief as I swallow the burning sensation down my throat all the way down. Call the doctor. It is the doctor, Dr. Pepper. That's awesome. I like that one.
Yeah, it was almost going a different way.
It almost was.
and then she pulled out. Like she was going to let it crash and burn, and then she decided she was going to pull it out. The next one we've got is Dear Coffee. You're in the middle of everything. Late nights, early mornings, good company and bad company. You give me that kick in the ass when I've got to get moving, and you are a comfort when consoling a friend who needs an ear. Thank you, Coffee. You smell so damn good in the morning. And that was from Lee Midgie Girl.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I'm a coffee fan, but the taste is not one of my favorites, but the smell is just absolutely amazing.
Wawa has gotten rid of my favorite coffee, which was Kona Blend, and they've replaced it with their special blend, I think they call it, or they call it their house specialty blend. But they've got a new one, sweet caramel and salt, or salty caramel. It's awesome. The smell is to die for, and I know you got Wawas near you, so.
Oh yeah, one just opened up, so I think I'm gonna try that. Absolutely.
Yeah, it is pretty damn good. So I mean, I like the Kona Blend. The Kona Blend used to be my favorite coffee over at Wawa, not pumpkin spice as other people may think.
Yeah, Kona's very delightful. Yes, this one we got is from Philo 1000. It's Phil. Rickard's White, it is like the American blue moon. It is what I drink every Thursday night during my pub night. I drink it draft served with a slice of orange. Being a wheat beer, it is delicious mixed with the orange slice. I squeeze the orange and leave it floating in the golden ale, a creamy, citrusy delight. This beer, and maybe the waitresses, keep me coming back to the same bar for the last 8 years. Cheers!
Yeah, and that waitress is 16 years old now.
Oh, my heavens. Ah.
Okay, yeah, huh? Here we go. You know me deep inside. I long to feel your warmth on my lips. Just the thought of you brings a smile to my face. Your touch glides down deep in my gut, waking my senses, lifting my spirit. What joy you bring me. And with just the thought of you, my dear coffee, how can I be without you? And that was from the coffee diva, Myrna.
Yeah, last week, man, when we were doing the snarking dead, that coffee cup was just she had was like big as her head. Cracks me up.
Well, what a lot of people don't realize about Myrna, and we've met Myrna face to face, she's got a really tiny head. So that coffee cup wasn't really that big. It's just that Myrna has a small head. So it was, I'm just kidding. Myrna doesn't have a small head. Because now Myrna's going to think I said something bad about her. Why are you telling people I have a small head? I'm just kidding.
Our friend, the birthday boy, Kelly Toole, just tweeted out, does Dylan have stock in ski lodges? No, I don't. But you know what? That might not be a bad idea.
Well, does Kelly have stock in hot air balloons?
Oh, there we go.
Awesome.
Next up, we've got written on St. Patrick's Day. Our friend Barry. Barry's got cap off. I need you so much. Trembling fingers at your touch. Parted lips accept. Now demand. Shower my digestive gland. Pinky goodness. Take the proper route. Swig after swig. The fire goes out. Okay, is that Pepto-Bismol? I think it is.
It might be.
Okay, thank you, Barry, for that.
Pinky goodness, yeah.
And digestive gland, and yeah, the fire goes out. Yeah, it's got to be Pepto.
So we had to guess what the beverage was there, but I mean, hey, my favorite beverage would never be Pepto-Bismol.
No, last time I had it, I puked it right back up. But that's besides the point. Anyway.
Okay, so I get to read this awesome one. Hold on, I gotta. Okay. Dirty water with sugar in it. My love for this elixir of the gods is so extreme that my greatest fear is that the afterlife is filled with Starbucks and nowhere that serves a decent glass of sweet tea. So this is another one of those sweet tea odes. And let me bring it over here. Or even that there is a mandate that the tea must be served with a lemon wedge. Lemon wedges are blasphemy. If they touch the glass containing my beloved beverage, that entire glass is tainted and wasted. Why try to nature up something that is already filled with natural goodness and unnaturally dangerous levels of sucrose? It makes no sense to me at all. All things being equal, All things being equal, however, given the chance, time and time again, I will opt to satisfy my thirst with sweetened iced tea. Sweetened iced tea made the right way, with enough sugar in it to give the neighbors diabetes simply from being in proximity to it. Tea so sweet that you have to drink water afterward just to reopen the sugar-closed throat the tea left you with. Tea so sweet that every time you make a pitcher, sugar stock prices go up and you get a thank you card. Am I alone in my love for my beverage of choice? Am I the only one so picky and dead set on a particular method of thirst quenching that only one beverage alone will do? If not, do any others share my love of good old sweetened iced tea? It will be sweet iced tea, or it will be damned by me. And that is from Laura again. Well, I am drinking sweetened iced tea, but there's no ice in it because it's not iced.
It's still sweetened tea, but still, it's the
Yes.
same technical idea. And we talked earlier. I think was the first one I did. Tammy Bowden also is a fan of it. Also. All right, and of course, I guess it's appropriate that the last one we have is from my lovely wife Dawn.
Oh,
Who?
wait, hold on. No, no. Because we've got a late entry there.
Oh, we do.
There's a late entry, one that just came in seconds ago.
Where is that one?
You may have to refresh. If not, well, you could read your wives and I'll read the last one.
Okay. Oops. I think I just lost my voice. Hold on.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness
there it
gracious.
is. Okay. Oh, red wine, my red wine. How delicious are thee? I could do without the hangover, though, and the incredible volume of pee. That's my wife. Yes.
And last but not least, to finish this off, oh, beer of root, your delicate taste, memories of youth, the forest weeps, sweet tears. And that is from John McGivna.
Sweet.
And with that, we put to bed forever an ode to thy favorite beverage. And I have to remember to take this down, or else people will continue to submit.
Well, still, all in all, I think it was a pretty good idea, and we got some good responses to it.
Yeah, the usual suspects. So, what we have left is something called Finish the Story. And this was, again, submitted by Myrna. So we put this topic up here. And basically, it a couple of sentences that set the stage, and you had to tell the rest of the story. You had to finish it off. So, this is the way it starts. They were in the woods. Lola and Frankie, JJ and Jane, hungry and lost. They found huge mushrooms on the maple tree. They ate the mushrooms and something magically happened. What happened? Did they survive? So, if you read the names and you kind of listen to it, some people had the take on this that they were four girls, because JJ and Jane could be girls. Lola is definitely a girl, and Frankie could be a girl also. So the first submission is from someone called Olos Why Not. Are you looking at that, Dylan?
Yeah, do you want me to get it?
No, I'll read that one. These four girls were lost, and there was no one around to ask for directions. They died slowly and horribly. They were found weeks later by park rangers who used GPS to get out. And again, that is from Olos Why Not.
Olos depressing. That's what that is.
Well, if you kind of now, if you were to hold that up to a mirror, what would happen? So that's all I'm going to say about that. And so you can take the next one.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Oh, God damn it!
Do you want to take this one? And I'll do the next one.
I'll take this one, then you could do the next. Wait, hold on. I want to try and figure out so I don't have to do the Barry one. Okay, so I do that one, then Dylan, then it's me. Yeah, okay, so I'll do this one, then you do Midgie, then I'll do Mern, and then you can do Barry. Because I already had that one from the first. Okay, again, remember, we set the stage. Okay, they're in the woods. Lola, Frankie, JJ, and Jane. They ate some mushrooms. Did they die? Something magically happened. Don't know. But this one is from Pinky Guerrero. Unfortunately, they didn't take their herbology books, and instead of magic mushrooms, they ate poisonous mushrooms. Lola wound up a paraplegic. Frankie never snapped out of his trance. JJ puked himself inside out, literally. And Jane was never seen again. Alternate ending. Dun, dun, dun. Unfortunately, they didn't take their herbology books, and instead of magic mushrooms, they ate more mushrooms raw. Lola got hives. Frankie got the squirts so bad no one would go near him for 2 weeks. JJ accidentally bit into a black widow hiding in one of the ridges and died. and Jane licked one and threw up because she's a naturally squeamish hypochondriac. And that was from Jan. I like the alternate ending better than the original ending she had.
Yeah, I did
Um,
too.
Imagine having the squirts for 2 weeks, or
Oh God. Or don't.
yeah, let's not.
All right, this one is from he said it was Midgie Girl, Lee. No, they didn't survive. Bigfoot used them as knocking sticks when his mushroom stash was stolen. I like that. That's a good one.
I just think that
Knocking sticks.
Bigfoot may have used them for toilet paper too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hopefully Bigfoot didn't have the runs for 2 weeks either after eating them. Oh man.
Okay, so the next one is from the originator of this finish the story topic. Um, Again, setting the stage, Lola, Frankie, and JJ went into the woods. There was mushrooms on a maple tree. They ate them. Something magically happened. Did they survive? What happened? How did it end? Lola and Frankie turned blue. They were so spaced out, they fell in a snake-filled pit. JJ and Jane had an eye-opening experience. Hmm. Hmm. They saw the sky open. A voice told them to change their ways, to become missionaries. Ooh, ooh, that could have been. Oh, I'm thinking eye-opening experience, missionary, changing positions, and help people. When they snapped out of their mushroom-induced vision, they went to find Lola and Frankie. JJ noticed the snake pit. Jane realized the only thing in there was Frankie's slimy, ugly Kelly Tool shirt. Lola and Frankie didn't make it. JJ and Jane went off to join a snake tribe somewhere in Africa and teach the natives English. Okay, I just want to say I didn't write that. Myrna wrote that. Kelly, if you're watching, so like that that wasn't me. I'm just saying.
Jeez. Oh, Myrna. Oh, okay. This one is this the berry one?
Yes,
Wow.
this is the Barry one.
All right, this is the berry one. All right. So I guess as Tony said, to set it all up, Lola, Frankie, JJ, and Jane walk in the woods, find some mushrooms on a maple tree, eat them. Something magical happens, and did they survive? I'm going to deduce Lola and Frankie are a couple, and that JJ and Jane are also a couple. I am also going to deduce that they are 30-ish, pre-arthritic, self-absorbed, smartphone-carrying city people. I've reached this conclusion for the simple fact that unless you know what you are doing in the woods, which is where I live, you do not eat a fungus off a tree regardless of hunger. Maple, maple tree bark mushrooms typically grow in the form of conch, bract, or shell fungus. Most bark mushrooms are toxic and are not edible. The oyster mushroom is the most common edible bark mushroom found on maple trees. You can find oyster mushrooms available in the supermarket. For the sake of this story, let's say that these 30-ish pre-arthritic, self-absorbed, smartphone-carrying city people found and ingested the more statistically available toxic kind. So with smartphones in hand, they all are making a video diary of their experience because that's what these types do. Their death throes begin as they writhe in abdominal agony, squirming amongst the dead leaves on the forest floor. All four of them expire. The EMT team that locates the corpses after concerned family members have tracked the phones to the last known location, pick up the 4 cell phones, and this one sketchy EMT posts the gory videos to YouTube where they receive many, many hits. Here's where something magical happened. In the last scene of the posted videos, you can barely make out JJ in his final moments as a living being whisper something. The moment before all manner of bodily fluid is ejected from every orifice on his body. If you turn the volume all the way up to 11, you can hear him whispering, "Dynamite."
I like that. I like that.
I do too.
But I'm just wondering, so if these 30-ish pre-arthritic, self-absorbed, smartphone-carrying city people, if they were able to be located by their cell phone signals, um, couldn't they just have, done a little Googling and tried to figure out if the mushrooms that they were about to eat were toxic or not?
Well, I think what he said was they were self-absorbed, so probably they were
Yeah.
too busy worrying about, oh, I got to take all these pictures. Oh, there's something to eat. Here, let's take pictures of it, post on Instagram. There you go.
Well, it sucks for them.
And you actually learned something on the snooze. I didn't know about the different types of mushrooms, and now we do.
Yes. So far, nothing really magical has happened in any of these stories except for that dynamite thing. Um, so again, setting the stage, four people in the forest. They could be couples. We don't know. Eat mushrooms. Something magically happens. What happened? I don't know. Did they survive? This is from Cindy, LWC. They sit under the tree enjoying the magical lights. Uh-oh, we got some psychedelic mushrooms here. They see many folks approaching very slowly. They yell hello and shout about and wave. Turns out the folks are walkers. Oh, this will not end well. The end. Wow, you want to know something? We went so many places, and it was only like 5 little sentences. We went all over the places, and we end with zombies. I like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we are. That's what we do. All right. This one's from Laura Norman. Fantastic. Said the same again. 4 people in the woods eating magic mushrooms. Something magical happens. Let's see. Do they survive? Suddenly, Lola and Frankie were sliding down a rainbow naked as a jaybird. JJ and Jane were frolicking in a tulip field, spinning and leaping all around. As they got closer to the rainbow, Lola slid right on JJ's tulip.
I thought she was going to say organ because there's nothing like tulips on an organ. Hey, did I just say that?
Woo, yes, you did. Frankie and Jane said, "We'll join in." And as they are rolling around in their tulip field, they are jolted back to reality by a big grizzly bear that tears them to pieces and eats them. The bear is now frolicking in a tulip field. That's fantastic. I love that.
We'll join in. I'm just sorry that the grizzly did not rip them a new asshole first. But I mean that's just me.
Yeah.
Hey, and last but not least, they circled the tree. Okay, again, setting the stage in the woods. 4 people: Lola, Frankie, JJ, and Jane. Lost, hungry, mushrooms, eat, magic, don't know, happen, survive. Huh? We'll find out. They circle the tree looking for more delicacies, crouching ever closer to the ground. The faster they circled, the lower they got, until with a grunt and a squeal, all 4 of them turned into wild pruffles. What is a pruffle?
I have no idea.
With only a vestige of humanity remaining, they roam the woods, snuffing and snorting, hoping desperately other lost travelers don't decide to make them bacon. And that was from Dawn Snarks.
I wonder if they're wild pigs. I'll have to ask her.
I do not know what a pruffle is, but knowing your wife, it's not a word that she made up.
Probably not.
Well, why don't you ask her? Say, hey, Dawn, what the hell is a pruffle?
Well, the problem is she's not here.
Oh, that sucks.
She hasn't been here the last 2 nights. She's at spring break for the kids, so they're going down to D.C. Her mom and dad live in Olney, which is outside of D.C., so they went down there yesterday. The night there, then this morning they did D.C., and then they were there all day, got exhausted. You know what? We're just going to stay home. We're going to stay down there for another day. So I'm a bachelor tonight for the 2nd night in a row, but that's cool. They'll be back tomorrow, though, but I'll ask her definitely what the hell a pruffle is. Pruffles.
Yeah, there's stuff comes up when you hit pruffles, but I'm not going to watch a YouTube video. Again, a couple of things, and Dylan and I hang out for another couple of minutes. Maybe we'll talk a little bit of Helix. But so if you go to the SnarkAlec website, you might see a couple of tabs. One of them is the SnarkAlec Improvement Department. If you want to suggest a topic, you could suggest a topic there for this news. Just say, hey, this is a topic for this news. Then you'll see that there's another tab that says SNews topics. Okay. Um, the finish the story thing is there, and the ode to your favorite beverage is there. They're not going to be there for long because as we're speaking, I am going to take that stuff down. The page is going to remain, but those things are going to be gone because um, we are no longer going to do those. That was this month's snooze. And next month, if we have another topic, we will definitely put it up there and um, we will do it. But for now, hey, if you go there now, those things are gone. It's like that. It's magic. And I didn't have to eat any mushrooms to get that done.
I want
Um,
to go out into the I want to go out into the forest and eat some mushrooms now. See what happens.
yeah, I would never do that. Oh, one thing I wanted to talk about. So, the Sharknado contest. Got some videos. I've been doing some editing. I'm probably going to send Kelly an email, Kelly and Mike an email because we're going to try and turn this thing into like a newscast. And we're going to make Mike like a man on the street. And then he's going to ask a question. And then, hey, you're going to answer it. You know what I mean? So we're going to try and get that. The deadline for us to submit is the 15th, which is 6 days from today. Um, so hope to get that done this weekend. If not, it will be done and it will be submitted before the 15th. And so thank you everybody that contributed and submitted videos to us. I know it was hard for a lot of people. Got the videos in. Some people's videos, I think Julia sent a video that was 250 megs. Okay, and it was only a 2-minute video. Okay. And when you have files that are that big, they are uh, problematic when you want to try and share them with people. But we got that all done, so that's done. And that's about it. So for the next show, just before we talk about Helix for a couple of minutes, we'll definitely have more SnarkStock stuff. And I need to talk to everybody who submitted a video because I may submit the raw videos that I may post them online after we submit our video. But I'm not going to post anybody's video without express written permission or at least a videotaped permission from, because I got one of the videos I got was from Scotty and he sent a video of his son. So I got to make sure it's okay with him if I can put his kid on YouTube, because his video is pretty cool.
It is hilarious. I love it.
And the thing is, it's only like 15 seconds, but it's like, I want to see, and I believe he says Mike Hunt in a Sharknado movie, and then he tells you what his weapon is, and then he throws the shark that he's holding in his hand at the camera. And I think it was Pam. I think it was Scotty's wife that was videoing it because he nailed her.
And then he cackles after.
Yes. Fade to black. It was awesome. Yeah, Dylan, I think you're the only one who's seen those other than me and Mike and Kelly because they've seen the footage also.
Yeah, because that was the only way for me to post mine was to have you share the folder to the Google file I uploaded.
So just to kill a little bit of time, we're going to talk a little bit about Helix. We're not going to talk about 12 Monkeys. And the reason we're not going to talk about 12 Monkeys is somebody on the show hasn't seen 12 friggin' monkeys.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a second.
Go ahead.
I think in my entire life, I almost want to say that this is the best Friday night lineup of shows, like 1-2 punch on one network. Because Friday nights usually, I think Friday nights are the lowest viewed night of television during the week. And so it's usually where shows go to die. But I think, and I might be wrong, but it looks like what Sci-Fi is doing, they moved the wrestling to Thursday. Okay, which I think it was kind of a stupid move on their part because wrestling's major fans are kids, like 10 or 11-year-old kids. I mean, not that adults don't watch it, but you can have the kids stay up late on a Friday night, on a school night to watch wrestling. But I think wrestling wanted to move it there too. But it looks like once Helix and and 12 Monkeys Go, they're going to put 2 new shows in, which are like Being Human and Bitten are going to be the next 2 shows that come in. And I think
Lost
yeah,
Girls, Being Human.
Lost Girl.
Yeah, Lost Girl and Bitten. Yeah.
And then when they finish their run, I think they're probably going to pop in um, another 2 shows. And I think we should be getting close to when. And I haven't seen any commercials, but shouldn't Defiance be starting up soon, or is that something that's we have to wait until June for? I kind of feel like they should be starting that up in April.
Yeah. Have they have they have renewed it, so yeah, it is renewed for another season, but maybe they're flipping maybe more towards the fall, possibly. I know they did summer last year. I know that, but maybe they're heading for the fall this year, because I think they've got a couple of other new shows. Like they've got that one series based on the science fiction books. I think T. Scott and I think Doug Close are both reading them. I forget what it's called. I think it's one with Thomas Jane in it. They've got that show coming up soon. And there's a couple other ones in there, but I haven't seen anything on Defiance yet.
Well, let's see. I've got another screen over here, and I got another computer. I can just type in Defiance and see if there's, because I don't know if anybody's gone to the Sci-Fi website recently, but they really screwed it up. And let's see. Should I go to IMDb? Let's see. When is season 3? It does not say. But it's one of those. I was talking about the website. So if you go to their website, you can't even see the schedule. Like you used to be able to see the schedule 2 months in advance. They don't. They screwed it up. They screwed the website up big time. Defiance, the TV series. Here we go.
Yeah, it is coming this summer. They started filming it February 2nd of the new season. So let's see, that's 2 months in now. Yeah, so they're only 2 months in. They're probably only got maybe half the season done by now, if that.
Ooh, 2 months. Are they doing how many episodes?
13.
They're doing 13?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm thinking, because I mean, based on the makeup that some of these actors have to go through, I mean, I'm guessing it's even less. Let's see, season 3.
It does say summer though, so it might be maybe late summer, maybe.
Okay, so I went to IMDb and I went to season 3, and season 3, episode 3, like there's no episode 2, is called The Broken Bow, and they have it scheduled here on IMDb for January 1st, 2016.
Okay.
And
it's weird though. Yeah, I mean anything's possible. I mean this one I'm reading says an official release date for Defiance season 3 has not been released yet, but it will air on Sci-Fi at some point this summer. So that's from Inquisitor.com. Okay. So I don't know who's right.
Yeah, they're probably looking for a spot for it, but I mean, what night of the week are they going to put it on? Are they going to put it on Tuesdays now? Because it was Thursday.
I'm kind of hoping maybe they drop it to Friday, maybe, because that would be, I think that'd be ideal, because Friday seems to be the time when they like to put their good shows on there, because they have some on Thursday, like isn't that Olympus show on Thursday after wrestling? But I just don't see Defiance being on like at 10 o'clock now, right?
They will not make it 10 o'clock. It's not. They will not put that on it. I mean, I can't see them doing it at 10. I can't.
But who knows? Can't. I mean, they did it 8 o'clock on Thursday last season, so who knows?
Right, and to tell you the truth, that I mean, a little bit surprising, only because of some of the costumes that they wear. I mean, not that it's so revealing, but I'm just a little bit surprised.
But still, there was that one scene where Tara was giving it to the servant girl.
Well, yeah, it was that one episode at the beginning of last season where every place that Daytak went, he was getting a handy from someone or trying
exactly.
to.
That too, yeah.
So I mean, there was that. Um,
I mean, I'm sure. I guess let's see, it's April. We might. It was June last year. I kind of remember it was around my birthdays when they released the second season. So I think they might be pushing it to maybe a little bit later in the summer, maybe like a July, August, maybe frame, because you'd think that if it is June and if they did just start filming in February, I think they probably want to get some more episodes done in the can before they actually decide, what, this is when we want to do it. So I'm thinking maybe July.
well, because I know, unfortunately, Under the Dome is coming back, and I have to watch. I have to. It's like I don't want to say it's a guilty pleasure because I mean, when I watch that show and I tweet, I have just been getting more vicious and more vicious. And you see, the actress from that show, Angie, um, is in that movie with Clint Eastwood's son. Um, I was like, man, she got another job. Like, why did they give her like more work? I couldn't figure that one out. Um, but
Well,
yeah,
it's
that
funny actually. They're giving Emily Kinney, who played Beth in Walking Dead. She's going to be a villain on the Flash TV show.
I I have read, um, and I could be wrong because I I was looking at the TV schedule for something to watch, and I saw the iZombie show was on and was like, oh, I was so interested in seeing this show, I completely forgot it was on. So I think this was the second week for that show, and um, there have been other shows. I mean, from reading the synopsis of what this is about, I know there's a comic book about it, but it sounds like the Ghost Whisperer or Pushing Up Daisies, or there was another show where someone would touch a dead body and like they would come back to life. And you know, in Ghost Whisperer, it was the same thing. You know, she'd talk to the spirit and she'd have to try and figure out why they were still here, which was basically figure out who killed them or why they killed themselves or what was going on, what the misunderstanding was. Sounds like this person has to eat other people's brains um, to live, but gets their knowledge and solves mysteries by doing that. Okay, it sounds like Ghost Whisperer, except we're gonna try and cash in on the zombie craze because of zombies.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
so
it does. It's a classic trope we've seen, as you said, a bunch
yeah.
of times already. But from what I've been reading on Twitter, people really do enjoy it. They say this past week's episode was not one of their stronger ones, but they said the first couple had been pretty good.
So, what's on Saturday? Saturday night at 11 o'clock, at 9 o'clock on Sci-Fi, The Fantastic Four. Yeah, I am not going to watch that. Sorry. Underworld is on the following week, so let's see what's on the 25th. And oh yeah, that's right. The schedule here only goes to Wednesday, April 22nd, so we can't even see more than 2 weeks into the future.
But I think I heard somewhere. I think April 25th there will be maybe an original movie. I thought there was one planned for that day. I don't remember what it was.
So I think it might be. Is it the Corin Nemec movie?
It could be. I just remember seeing something, hearing something, maybe April 25th or whatever.
Well, so
Actually, that's a good question, Myrna. Is Z Nation a summer show? It will be back. They renewed it for a second season.
why? It's not a summer show. It was on
Yeah,
during the fall.
fall. So I
That
think,
was the September. That was September. That was September through. When did that end? I know maybe it started in August, but didn't it end around October, or did it go
yeah.
past?
No,
It overlapped with Walking Dead, didn't it? Like they
yes,
were
it
both
did
on at
for
the
the
same
last
time.
couple. Around the last like 3 or 4 episodes. Yeah, so it was it was through October. What was I going to say? Shoot, I forget. Oh well. But yeah, Z Nation. The Strain is going to be coming back this summer also, so that'll
Yeah.
be a good one on FX. Probably around the same time because I remember watching it when I was on vacation at end of July, August. So it'll be probably around the same time, July and August. So that'll be good for that. And Dawn is going to be writing the recaps for that for Paranormal Pop Culture, along with Defiance again. So
Lake Placid versus Anaconda, and that is the Corin Nemec movie. Um, on the 25th. So the 25th. So Um, and here goes something that is very, very tragic. I will not be here for Sharknado because I will be far, far away. So that really sucks. And
Actually, it's interesting is that last year when Sharknado 2 was on, I was down in Virginia Beach, so I was able to catch it on there. But this year we're going in August, so I'll be able to watch it. We'll be able to watch it here at the house, so that'll be
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah, I'm gonna not be anywhere near where I'm gonna be. Let's put it this way. Um, I'm gonna be totally gone for at least 10 days. Like I will be out of communication. Nobody will see me. Um, and yeah, so the 25th is that. Um, and yeah, so like we were saying before, looks like Sci-Fi might be doing that thing on the Fridays with the switching of the shows. Don't know when they're going to do Defiance. I am looking at. I'm on Zap to it, and there is. This is just for the spring, so they haven't announced anything for the summer yet. The only thing that we know is there is a I think it's the 26th. I'm pretty sure is the date for Sharknado on Sci-Fi. Is it the 26th? Wait,
I
no,
think
it's
it's
the
a Wednesday.
22nd. The 22nd. Is it? Oh no, it can't be.
It's on a
Uh,
Wednesday, right?
I think it's on a weird day. It's not even on a Saturday, which is really, really dopey. But July, I think it is the 22nd. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is on a Wednesday. I think it is on a Wednesday. What's today's date? Today's the 9th. Okay. Yeah, I could look that up real quick, but do I want to? Uh, I'm pretty sure it is. I should actually take that page down because we don't need that anymore. July 22nd. Yes, it is the Wednesday.
Okay.
So that is definitely going to happen. And wow, it's 10:02. Um, but I did. That wasn't a tangent because yeah, they're filming season 2 now of Z Nation, according to Mr. Brave Boy. So yeah, and I am so looking forward to it. And the way they ended that, like they didn't know if they were going to have a season 2. How are they going to get out of this unless that's a dud warhead, you know? Unless it's a dud, how are they going to get out of that? But um,
That's probably what it's going to be because it just makes the most sense in a show like that. Because the apocalypse has been a while, things don't get taken care of. So yeah, sure.
um, the only thing, and it's really weird with the Walking Dead phenomenon. Hey, Kirkman doesn't own freaking zombies. Okay, AMC doesn't own zombies. I mean, um, Romero fans aren't going out saying, "Hey, you stole this." I mean, maybe they are, but I mean, I have never seen anybody really go after the Walking Dead because they were stealing stuff, but or putting the Walking Dead down for any reason. But I mean, like a lot of the tweets during Z Nation, you could see people saying, "Oh, this sucks. This is not the Walking." No, it's not. It's a different freaking show. I mean, if you grew up when I grew up on TV, you could see Star Trek when I was a kid. Okay. Did Star Trek own space? Like, it was nobody else allowed to do a show about space? There was a hell of a lot of shows out there about space and movies about space. Um, Star Trek didn't own it. And what they do on that show doesn't affect that. Hey, listen, it's zombies. It's totally different. It's a different story. It's different people. If you don't like it, shut it off. Because a lot of people say, "Wow, this sucks. Did he really do that? Oh, that's stupid." No, you don't understand. Okay, if you ever watched a movie like Sharknado and saw how campy that was, okay, the characters in Z Nation are pretty good. The situations are pretty crazy, but they don't take themselves seriously. and in some cases, with some of the characters, the way they're developed, they seem almost a little bit more believable than some of the characters sometimes in The Walking Dead. Because you got one guy who's an asshole. You got another guy, Doc, who's looking to get high, and he's everything makes him laugh and stuff. And you got some other stuff going on, but um, it's a different show. So get off and don't watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. But if you can sit there and enjoy it, if they can make wisecrack. If you ever saw a movie called uh, um, Giant Spiders, what was that? Was that the virtual
Uh,
movie?
big
Big ass
yeah,
spiders.
spiders.
You
Yeah.
ever saw a movie like Big Ass Spiders or End of the World? These are movies where they kind of poke fun at themselves. And if you can't understand what they're doing there and enjoy it for what they're doing, then you don't belong, you know?
And that's the good thing about Z Nation, that I at first I wasn't mean to it. I just it wasn't didn't capture me right away. But gradually, as the season progressed and they started doing the even crazier and crazier stuff, it's in the end, we all know the basic things about what zombies are. They ramble around, they go after you, they eat your brains, they swarm around you. We've seen it a million times, not just in Walking Dead, but in Romero movies and stuff like that. This, they decided to say, you know what? Let's see what would happen if we blew marijuana smoke into, or gave a joint to a zombie. See what happened there, or have them take over a oil refinery and walk around, stuff like just all kinds of just absolutely and Amish zombies, stuff like that. Just throwing things up on the screen. So we should try something that no one's ever done before, but in sense it makes sense.
Right. Well, it's kind of in the one episode where they did the thing that looked like Duck Hunt, where they had the zombies where they were towing them back and forth on a rope and they were all in a line, and you had to shoot the zombies as they were coming by. Come on, that's hysterical. I mean, it's sick, and it's hysterical. I mean, and it is a pretty decent story. You know, the characters, for the most part, are really likable. Murphy is a likable guy. And there's stuff going on with him. There's stuff going on with all those characters. You know, um, it's an awesome show if you take it for what it is. It's not a ripoff of uh, The Walking Dead because guess what? Like I said, Kirkman doesn't own zombies. You know, um, it's a different story set in a different universe with different people, and it's done a totally different way. I mean, come on, in one of the episodes, there's a truck with the Liberty Bell on the back of it, and the bell comes off and squashes a zombie because they were going through Philadelphia. Okay, that's what that show does. You know,
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's the and the case of The Walking Dead. Maybe what you could even, it's a great show and all that, but maybe one of the things that you might take away from is that they really take themselves too seriously. There's humor, sure, but not a lot. Whereas Z Nation has its moments of holy shit, what's going to happen, high drama, high action, but then you've also got that, as you said, that tongue-in-cheek aspect to it, that holy, what the hell am I looking at type
yeah,
of
what
thing, but
did
that's
they
fun.
really just do that? Did
Exactly.
they really just do that? And they have one of those moments in every episode. Kind of like, and we were talking about this before the show, but I want to talk about it just a little bit because we can't talk about 12 Monkeys, but um how much I love this season of Helix, and that's one of the shows that they better bring back because it's not often that I like a show and then when it comes back for the second season, I'm like, I liked Helix. I love Helix now. This second season is out of control. It's crazy. I like the way they're telling the story. I like the way things are disjointed. I like being a little bit confused and not knowing what's going on because they are tying it all together. And I mean, hats off to the writers there. And if they can pull off another season, I mean, the wacky music stuff and all the other visuals and you know, it was enough where they had that, that elevator music in season one. It gave you that creepy feeling like the music is doing one thing and there's nasty stuff happening on the screen. They kicked it up a notch in this. Um,
2 words: Andy Griffith.
yeah, and but you want to know something? Like it's one of those. I mean, there's only one other show that really gives you the feel for the characters where you because in Helix you can think somebody's a good guy 1 second, turn around, all of a sudden they're a bad guy, and you hate them, but you don't hate them that much because there's so much of a story around them that you can understand why they got that way. Helix just comes a little bit short in that department, only because I think since season one, I haven't liked Peter. He's been a necessary evil, and he's evil. And he's only out for himself, and he's just awesome. It's like everybody's got their own motivations for everything that they're doing, and I'm really pissed off that Sister Amy. I mean, I think she's dead. I mean, I don't know if it's confirmed because I know she was still kind of breathing, but I don't know if they actually showed Peter whacking her up. But
Yeah, because it was hard to tell in the last episode who they actually were whacking up. I
right,
I don't think it was Amy. I think it was maybe some of the other people that they killed off in there. But like maybe some of the army people who came to save them. I think that's
right.
what it was. But yeah, I haven't seen Amy yet. I'm hoping. I agree too because it's fantastic. She was a great character this
Um,
season.
that whole storyline between her and Landry, and this whole Anne and I just can't wait to see how this ends up because with a show like that, and one of the things that they've already given away is we know at least Jules survives because she's there later on, you know. And I think if you don't think that Caleb is Hot Zone's kid, that's my new icon, fetus in a jar on G Plus. If you haven't seen it, go into G Plus. It's fetus in a jar. Um, Everybody thinks that that's Caleb. So we'll see. I mean, will they even let us know? Is there going to be a season three? I don't know. I think they should season three because I think you could almost jump in at the beginning of season two, not having seen season one, and it was a good place to jump in because you really didn't need to know what happened in the first season. In one or two spots, yeah, when Jules runs into Daddy and
But at the
and
same time, though, I'm sorry to interrupt, but at the same time, the writers did a really good job of explaining who these people were, and they even showed some flashbacks to what happened as well, so that if you were brand new coming into it, you could say, okay, you might not get the whole thing because season one was so self-contained in the Arctic base. This one has been scattered all across the island, so you get a little bit more freedom to do things. I think the writers were good enough about they were able to introduce these characters and say, okay, this is who these people are, and what they're doing.
yeah. Well, the people on the island had nothing to do with last season. You had your small core group, and I mean, I think they brought Sergio back only so that we could see him die. You know, um, which is good. Um, but awesome show, awesome music, awesome directing, awesome vision, awesome visuals. I mean, like I sit there and I watch that and like I look at the clock and it's like 11. I'm like, that was an hour already. The only time I really take notice of anything is like it's like okay, wow, they haven't done funky music, and last week they did funky music like right at the beginning of the show. I was like, oh man, that sucks. I got nothing to look forward to. I call it wacky music or funky music time. Um, but yes, we all hope that Allison Louder lives. Um, but yeah, somebody I know needs to watch 12 Monkeys, and we can't talk about it because you have to watch it. But if you can binge watch, that would be awesome. But that might be a little bit confusing too if you binge watch.
Right. It's as I said, it's up there. So we'll get that. I'm going to try to do my best to clean stuff out over the next couple weeks because things are starting to wrap up a little bit around here. I mean, there's not really a lot of shows that I watch live anymore, and we're coming down to the end. Like Helix, unfortunately, tomorrow is season finale. So we're losing that after this week. Face Off has got their final episode next Tuesday. And those are really maybe the only two shows that I watch fairly religiously. I mean, Sleepy Hollow's already done theirs, and so I can just start watching all the stuff I have all DVR because there's honestly nothing really much out there that I want to take a look at.
So, yeah, so um, your wife chimed in. She says she has no idea what a truffle is, but it sounds delicious. Um,
What? He wrote it.
yeah, she may not even remember writing it. But
Oh,
uh,
you know what? Maybe it was autocorrect for whatever the reason. Maybe she meant truffles.
it could be, but
That's why she
truffle is,
said the pigs running around. I don't know. We'll have
yeah.
to.
You'll have to find out. But so on this is real quick, and then we'll get out of here.
Okay.
So on Sunday, Easter Sunday, dropped the kids off in Brooklyn. We went Easter dinner at her parents' house. Come home, and the Bible was on at 9 o'clock, and my wife wanted to watch it. And this is one of the things that happens all the time to me. And if I make a statement that's pretty plain, and I get questioned, I'm like, well, what do you think? Okay. So my wife is like, what channel is it on? Turn it on. I said, I can't turn it on. The cable box is broken. And then the next statement to me is, what do you mean the cable box is broken? Okay. So, like, could there be any misinterpretation of that statement? I don't think so. The cable box, el boxo, el cable, el, is el broken o, no worky o. Okay, if I say it like that, maybe you'll understand. The cable box is broken. So we have Verizon. My wife gets on the phone. I go down to the basement, get the basement's cable box, and I bring it upstairs, and I get it all patched in. So turns out, box is broken. Gonna send us another one. But wait, there's more because we're eligible to upgrade to quantum service. So, fine. What does that mean? We couldn't get channels 2 weeks ago. There was a couple channels we couldn't get, and it's because we needed to upgrade our box. So I've got a new box downstairs. Had it for 2 weeks. Had to go through the setup thing. So they're going to send us 3 new boxes. Awesome. So I have to go through that setup again. But wait, there's more. So last night at about 9:15, my doorbell rings. I open up the door, and there's a big box from Verizon. I'm like, great, nobody's home. I can install the cable boxes. So now the way this works with the quantum stuff is like I've got multi-room DVR and stuff coming. So you only get like one real cable box, and then you get these bogus little boxes. Oh, but the new box that I got 2 weeks ago is ginormous. So now we're getting quantum. So I'm like, we're gonna get a huge cable box. It's gonna be the size of a big TV. Yeah, this little box. And then we get 2 smaller boxes. I was like, this is quantum. So plug the first one in, get it all set up. I have to move all furniture and stuff. Error.
Oh no.
Error? What do you mean error? So pick up the phone and I dial almost all the numbers. I dial 9 of the digits. I hold off on the 10th one. Do it again, blah, 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 blah. Incompatible router.
Oh no.
So I'm like, okay. Bink. Push that 10th button. Para habla español, blah, blah, blah. Push 1, blah, blah. Okay, support. Okay, so we see that you've just received boxes. Would you like to activate them now? Support. I'm beginning activation. Activation could take an hour. I just did it twice. I'm not doing it again. I'm not going to sit. I'm not going to wait for an hour. Support. Finally get on the phone with a guy. I said, I got this dopey question for you. The thing says I got an incompatible router. Was I supposed to get a router? He said, let me check your order. Yes, you're getting the Quantum. Yeah, that means you need a 3rd generation router. And I'm seeing you do not have a 3rd generation router. I said, okay. So we tried a couple of things because there was a couple of things that could have been what it was. So sometime tomorrow, because I was on the phone with this guy so late last night, they couldn't ship it yesterday, so they shipped it today. I'm supposed to get it tomorrow, which means this ain't happening until Saturday because this thing's going to show up at my house at like 9 o'clock and like 12 Monkeys going to be on and be like, F you, I ain't doing this now. But the guy was really good. You know, I was on the phone with him for 10 minutes and, you know, like, and he was yapping with me. He's like, I'm going to do this. And like, I see stuff happening on my screen and stuff. And, you know, and he was nice enough to listen to my bullshit. Like, and then, but the worst thing was I put the old cable box back in. I was like, this is going to work. And the thing just kept on rebooting and it wasn't coming up. And I was like, oh, crap. Like, you tell me I got no TV? And he's like, well, sir, blah, blah, blah. I was like, listen, I work. I really don't give a crap. My kids have been away for the last couple of days because my kids are on spring break. They're coming back from Brooklyn tonight. I don't give a shit if they don't have TV during the day because guess what? I ain't here. I'm out there working. So if the TV ain't working, I don't give a shit. And the guy's like, oh, my God. He's like, sometimes I get these people that call up when their service goes down. You mean we're not going to have any TV? Yeah, maybe you have to talk to your kids or read them a story. And he's like, oh, shit, yeah, maybe we'll do that. Yeah, it's just something I didn't want to have to, like, because nobody was home. So, and the way it looks, the way this stuff works is you only really have to install one box. And once you get that one installed, these other boxes are kind of slaves to it. They're clients. So what you have to do is plug them in and everything works. So it's not like I'd have to install each individual box. And I've done that before. It's a pain in the butt.
Right.
Well, it's not. It's time consuming, and you got to be there. And if you're not there to push the buttons, it'll do itself automatically. But it's a lot quicker if you're there to push the buttons.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, hey, wow, we wasted an hour and a half of people's lives. That's
fine.
an hour and a half that you're never getting back, Dylan.
I do that every Sunday with my show, so slowly destroy my life. But yeah, I just got Netflix, so I'm excited about that. Daredevil starts tomorrow, so I'm excited for that. All right, so we're gonna close up shop for the month.
Yeah, so next news is going to be May 7th, and if if anything big happens with SnarkStock, you know, stay on Twitter. We'll throw stuff on the website, and as soon as we figure out how we're going to decide, we'll let you guys know. Well, or maybe not. Maybe we'll just tell you, hey, if we decide we're going to decide without anybody else's input, then we're going to tell you where we're going. But if we put something up on the website that says, hey, would you rather go here or there, you know, then that means you get a chance to help us decide. And that's about it. Check out the website. Hey, if you want to submit something, like if there's something that you want us to talk about, send it to us. If there's something you want to complain about, you can complain all you want to Laura Norman because she's in charge of complaints. But you can put it on the website too, but we just probably will ignore it. Nothing gets ignored around here, believe me.
No, they don't.
And so that's about it. So look, there's the SnarkAlec Improvement Department. There's snooze topics. There's nothing there on that page. You want to put your suggestions for a topic in the suggestion SnarkAlec Improvement page. And if we like it, we'll put it on the snooze topics, because Dylan and I will talk about watching paint dry. If you want us to talk about that, we will. Nah, we won't talk about paint drying. That's stupid. Hey, and just one other thing. Was going to bring this up earlier, but it's 10:25, so this will be 2 minutes. Somebody called me a racist on G Plus. Several months ago, I tweeted out a link to a video, which is a song by a man called Billy Squire. It's called "Rock Me Tonight." Before the show, I was like, Dylan, I don't know if you've seen this video. It's hysterical. Actually, I'll probably tweet out a link now, because I think I've got the link. So I'll tweet out the link to this show. But I tweeted this out, and when I posted this on G Plus, I said that this was another example of bad dancing by white people. So, and somebody, I'm not, it's nobody anybody knows, made a comment that I was a racist. So I want you people to look at this video and say whether or not I am a racist by saying this is another example of bad dancing by white people. Maybe this person thought I was a black person being racist against white people. No, white people dance badly a lot more than black people do. I'm just saying. So,
Yes.
and this is just another example. Like, there's many out there. Okay. So if you want to check out one of the worst rock and roll videos ever, click that link. If you don't click the link. But don't call me a racist. All right? And with that,
Amen.
until the next time.
Preach.
Good night, everybody. Until next time. Thank you, Dylan. I
No problem.
appreciate your helping me out with this, and we'll see you in a month, maybe sooner. Who knows?
Sunday, 12:30 p.m. Dylan Knows with Gigi Fletcher. Top 10 urban legends.
Urban legends. Ooh, like Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Well, what the hell is that? I think you just X'd out, Tony. I'm going to X out also.